At one point, Telltale Games was untouchable. Not just good, untouchable. The kind of studio that made other narrative-driven games look like amateur improv with a bad Wi-Fi connection. They redefined storytelling in games, proved that emotional gut punches could be monetized, and somehow won the Game of the Year for a game where your main mechanic was choosing how sad you wanted to feel. Everyone wanted to work with them, from HBO to Marvel. They were making a game with Batman, Game of Thrones, and Minecraft. It was like the Avengers of licensed gaming, if the Avengers were powered by quick-time events on existential dread. But then, in a single day, gone. Hundreds of developers laid off with zero warning, projects cancelled mid-development, and the company that once defined an entire genre disappeared faster than your will to live after choosing the wrong dialogue option. This is the rise and fall of Telltale Games. Story about ambition, overwork, and how even studios that make all the right narrative choices can still end up with a bad ending, like picking all the blue options and still getting your best friend killed by a door. Telltale Games was founded in 2004 by a group of former LucasArts developers. The people who brought us point-and-click classics like Monkey Island, Day of the Tentacle, and that one game where you had to pixel hunt a screwdriver in order to talk to a dog. These were the old-school storytelling wizards, the kind of devs who didn't just write games, they built interactive fan fiction with professional budgets. Their early titles, quirky, offbeat, full of charm, Sam & Max, Was and Gromit, strong but cool game for attractive people. Yes, that's the actual title, not human resources violation. And Back to the Future for the three of you who wanted to hear someone other than Michael J. Fox pretend to be Martin McFly. These games didn't dominate the charts, but they carved out a loyal niche. The I'll write firm essays about this at 2 a.m. kind of niche. Then came Jurassic Park, the game, and let's just say, it played like someone gave a dinosaur a typewriter and told it to code. Less survival thriller, more press X to not embarrass yourself. But then 2012. Telltale dropped the game that would change everything, The Walking Dead. It wasn't really about zombies, it was about survival and loss. Bonding with a child during the apocalypse and crying into your bowl of cereal at 4 a.m. while whispering, "I did my best." It sold millions, won over 90 Game of the Year awards, and gave us the most emotionally threatening phrase in game history. Clementine will remember that.
Your body is developing, and then things changed, but it'll be okay.
Okay.
Which hits harder than any boss fight. Yes, I know she's fictional, but now I have to live knowing a tiny digital child is disappointed in me. Telltale had found their formula, and they hit that formula button. Every game became a cocktail of high-stakes drama, moral dilemmas, and emotional manipulation with soundtrack support. They weren't just successful, they were IP hoarders. The Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, Minecraft Story Mode, Batman, Guardians of the Galaxy, Game of Thrones. If a brand existed in 2014, Telltale probably pitched a game about it, somewhere out there. It's a lost prototype of The Weather Channel, a Telltale series. And honestly, most of them were great. Wolf Among Us made you want to smoke cigarettes and monologue. Tales from the Borderlands was a heartfelt comedy about capitalism and robots. Batman let you punch crime and reflect on your trauma. Each episode ended with a cliffhanger that aged you a year. The hype was real. The emotions were raw, and the engine, let's talk about the engine. The Telltale tool, their in-house engine, was held together with duct tape, prayer, and what I assume was one overworked raccoon with a soldering iron. A character moved like haunted mannequins, animations glitch, and dialogue sometimes even distinct. It had the raw power of a haunted toaster. Meanwhile, inside the studio, developers were being crunched harder than Doritos fueling them. Long hours, poor management, creative burnout. It was like a workplace drama written by Kafka and directed by the guy who thought Anthem was ready to ship.
Absolutely. Okay.
So you can do whatever you want, and it's very exciting to see kind of visually what you guys are able to do with this. So we'll see more on it, but cool to see BioWare pushing in a different dimension with it, and cannot wait to learn more about Anthem.
On the choices matter thing, yeah, we all realize most of these choices led to the same flavor of sadness. Save Dot, save Carly, they are both headed to a plot device town. By 2017, the magic was wearing off. Tales from Borderlands flopped commercially, Game of Thrones felt like homework, and Guardians of the Galaxy came and went like Marvel Phase 4 side quests. But they kept going. They had Stranger Things in development, more Minecraft, and the final season of The Walking Dead, and The Wolf Among Us too, so the hope was alive. Briefly. In September 2018, Telltale suddenly shut down. Effectively, immediately. No severance, no warning, no closure, which is deeply ironic coming from the studio known for dramatic character endings. Hundreds of devs jobless, fans devastated. Clementine's story left dangling mid-season like a half-finished breakup text. But then Skybound Games stepped in. The gaming equivalent of Night Fury showing up might credit. They brought back the original team, paid them, treated like actual humans, and helped finish the final season. And it was good, like actually good. And for once, a story in the games industry ended on something resembling closure. In 2019, LCG Entertainment bought the Telltale name, like finding your ex hoodie and deciding to wear it ironically. New team, new tools, and new promises. In 2023, they released The Expanse, a Telltale series. It was fine, not bad, and definitely not amazing. The kind of game you'd recommend to your cousin who likes space and hates fun. And of course, The Wolf Among Us 2 was re-announced, and fans went feral. Delays followed, and then more delays. At this point, Big B Wolf better show up solving murders and filling your taxes just to justify the wait. So, can Telltale rise again? Maybe, but even if they don't, the original Telltale gave us something rare. Stories that hit harder than any boss fight, characters we still think about, and emotional trauma we never asked for, but kind of a treasure now. They proved that story-focused game could work, that they didn't need loot boxes to break someone's spirit, just a hard decision, and a little girl who remembers everything. Telltale gave us fails before it was a meme, and they paid for it, with burnout, mismanagement, and the consequence of rapid success. So here's to them. The studio that redefines storytelling and collapsed under the weight of their own narrative arc. Thank you for watching, and see you soon, random internet brother.